So what we're talking about now is clues for God. And clues is a decent word. In older medieval terms, they would talk often about proofs. There's a popular theologian, Thomas Aquinas, who put forward these proofs for the existence of God. And ever since then, he's been kind of the punching dummy for scientists and atheists to try to dismantle his proofs. And so whatever a proof is, and Thomas, what do I write now, argues for, he had particularly these 5 ways, he called it 5 proofs for the existence of God, and too many trees have been killed by skeptics trying to disprove the proofs. And so the author of the book that we're leaning on here, Tim Keller, in his book Reasons for God, uses the term clues because he wants to admit honestly that there is no infallible proof. There are strong clues to the existence of God, and there are arguments against those clues, but at the end of the day, in our judgment, the clues strongly win out because of the fact that God is the author of all the clues. And it takes, again, more religious to buy the disproofs than it does the proof for God. And so, where do we begin? Well, let's begin with the beginning. You either have the idea that a personal, all-powerful, infinite, and eternal God created all things. Now, it's a religious statement. I'll wear that hat and brand new for it. Or you have to believe that matter just came into existence all by itself, inexplicably, without anything acting upon it. And not only did it somehow come together, these atoms somehow split, and then they decided not only split, but come in and crash into each other and create this explosion that was so big it created air, and snot, and love, and fear. And I'd like to make this point. Even some of these things that we're talking about now, love and fear, some of these things are irrational. In other words, you can't account for them scientifically. You can't put them on a periodic chart and talk about them. And yet, we're supposed to believe that everything in the world came from this Big Bang, because scientists think they can rewind the clock. They can look back at history and say that if the universe is expanding, that means at one point it must have been a tiny dot. History implies something back there in the beginning, and they think this is the best shot at going all the way back. And I'm not pretending to understand all this or explain it really well, but I think I'm in the ballpark. And it's a giant assumption. It is one of the strong presuppositions of science that attempts to disprove the existence for God, but again, which takes more faith? To believe that He did it, or that it did it to itself?